Lied again. Meghan breaks down a little over her obsession for copying Diana with narrative stuck. The royal family chronicler Andrew Morton updated his version of Meghan in The Unmasking of the Monarchy. The prolific biographer and author of Diana, her true story in her own words, follows the life of the girl who once worked at a soft serve place called Humphrey Yogurt, to becoming the daughter-in-law of the future King of England, through to her current incarnation as a California mother, producer and dropper of bombshells to Oprah. I compared that as well to Diana, how quickly it turned with Diana as well. When they were both struggling to cope with just their life, the image of them was of two women who were bossing people around. Diana was called a fiend and a monster. Meghan went from Duchess delightful to Duchess difficult. And that narrative stuck. Everything changes. Everything stays the same. Meghan's talking about her sense of isolation, her loneliness, and her despair. Diana, similarly, was talking about the fact that she just felt that she was living in a hostile environment. The difference, the big difference, was that Diana and Charles effectively separated pretty early on in their marriage and went their separate ways. Whereas, with Meghan and Harry, the one thing you can't say about them is that they're not a genuinely loving couple. When Meghan Markle got engaged to Prince Harry, she said that she did not know much about the British royal or his family. In their first joint interview, Harry's then fiancé explained, "I'm from the States, you don't grow up with the same understanding of the royal family. And so while I now understand very clearly there's a global interest there, I didn't know much about the prince." However, there have been reports that she did know a lot more than she let on about Harry's family, particularly his mother Princess Diana. From the Duchess's behavior since she and her husband have been together to what Meghan's friends said about who she looked to as a role model, here's more on what Meghan didn't admit regarding her mother-in-law during the Sussexes' first interview. The evidence that is more damning and has many people convinced that Meghan did have an obsession to be like Princess Diana before she met her son is what some of the Duchess's friends have revealed. Archie Pretty grew up with Meghan and said that the two were inseparable and like sisters most of their lives. Pretty countered what her former pal said about not really knowing who Harry and his family were, claiming, "She was always fascinated by the royal family. She wants to be Princess Diana 2.0. She had one of Princess Diana's books on her bookshelf, and even when she was with Trevor, she told me she wanted to go and stay in London for at least a month. I wasn't shocked or even surprised to hear about Prince Harry. I knew she used to love the Princess Diaries films about a commoner who becomes part of a royal family. She was very taken with that idea." It was told that Harry's future bride cried as she watched the Princess of Wales' funeral. Tears coursed down their cheeks at the heartbreaking moment when cameras zoomed on an envelope with "Mummy" written on it, which was placed next to the coffin, Morton noted. That letter was actually written by Prince Harry, who was 12 years old at the time. Another friend, Susie Ardicani, spoke to Morton and told him that she and Meghan used to watch old videos of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's wedding because Meghan was fascinated by Harry's mom. And others have said that Diana was her role model. According to family friends, Meghan was intrigued by Diana, not just for her style, but for her independent humanitarian mission, seeing her as a role model, Morton wrote. If what the Duchess's former friends say is true, then it's hard not to make an argument that Meghan didn't want to be just like the royal she never knew.